Matt Pressman, editor of Florida Tennis Magazine. I'm very excited to be here today with Ivan Rojas.
Thank you.
We may be sweating a little bit because we played a lot of tennis today.
Just hit a little balls.
A lot of balls.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of great guests here hitting with a lot of different rackets. And today we're going to do a deep dive on VÖLKL.
Yes.
First, we're going to talk about the technology behind VÖLKL, which is really revolutionary. 4 things we're going to discuss: vibration dampening, super grommets,
yes,
V-engine technology, and the power arm.
Correct.
Let's walk through vibration dampening. I mean, I know when I was hitting with the rackets, they're so smooth. They're so comfortable to play with.
Easy power.
Is it really come down to the vibration dampening technology that you guys have that makes it so different than other racket makers?
Yeah, the feel of the racket is completely different than other makers is because we have a very sophisticated, many pieces, let's just call it kind of a Lego, underneath the grip that is complementary to other pieces of technology that we have on the hoop of the racket. But the vibration dampening system that we have on each one of our rackets is extremely sophisticated. I don't think that any other tennis brand in the tennis industry has it. So if I may, I have here those pieces that are part of that vibration dampening. So the first one is the butt cup of the racket that is in each one of our vibration dampeners in each one of our rackets. We call it the VTEX. The VTEX, basically what it does is isolates the whole system, okay, and it helps also with isolating the vibration dampening that comes from the frame, okay. It's made out of rubber. It also has a second function, which is having to lay down on the racket in a softer, easier manner as compared to some of the other brands that have plastic to it. Okay. The other piece of the vibration dampening system that we have is the V sensor. So the V sensor, basically what it does is this rubber piece that goes inside into the racket. Into the grip. Into the frame of the racket, into the frame right underneath, okay? And this, what it does is when the racket vibrates, this does the counter effect of vibration. Okay. Okay? So this piece is essential to go right inside the frame of the racket. It lays down right here on the butt cup, okay? Okay. And it goes into the racket like so, okay? So those 2 pieces are essential for the vibration dampening system we have in each one of our rackets. Then we have the EVA. This EVA, basically what it is the foam that each one of us has in our tennis shoes, okay, or in running shoes. Some of this EVA is softer, some of them is harder. We have a very soft, low density EVA on our rackets that wraps around the graphite or the frame underneath the grip, like so, okay? So this piece right here goes wrapping around the graphite on the racket, and on top of that, you have these 2 other pieces of plastic, all right? These pallets, okay? And these pallets, basically what it does, it closes or seals the system, all right? So this EVA, let's just do it like this, in this case, just for the sake of the exercise. And then it goes inside, like so, into the pallet system, all right? And this gets sealed like so with the butt cup. And each one of our rackets has a vibration dampening system that complements and reduces or eliminates the vibration on the racket. Yeah, and then what that means for players is if you have elbow injuries, shoulder injuries, you have, forearm pain. We got this little friend here in our video. What that does is basically it makes it easier on your arm, right? Yeah, it's correct. It makes it easier. It isolates the vibration that comes out of the frame. It makes it easier on the arm. And also the feel on the racket is completely different compared to any other brand. So essentially, with this vibration dampening technology, what VÖLKL is really known for across the board is reducing pain in your arms. So if you have wrist pain, elbow pain, shoulder pain, this will really help to at least alleviate it, right? Correct. VÖLKL is one of those brands that for years, for the last 30-something years, the brand has been known for having the most sophisticated vibration dampening in the tennis industry. It is even recommended by doctors to go, for tennis players, doctors recommend tennis players to use our brand when they have some sort of injury on the wrist, on the elbow, or on the shoulder.
Yeah.
When they come back from playing, from having that injury, it makes it easier for them because the racket has such a soft feeling, such a big sweet spot that it makes it easy for them to go back into the sport.
This is great. So now moving up the racket, tell us a little bit about the super grommets. What are those all about?
All right, so super grommets, it's a technology that we have been added to our rackets for many years. Okay, and basically what they do is we have grommets at 6, 12, 9, and 3.
Okay.
And that basically what they do is super grommets, it's a bigger grommet compared to the regular grommet that you see, for example, right here. There are the black ones compared to the rubber ones. And those rubber clear ones, they are wider, bigger, in a sort of an 8, the number 8 shape. So that allows the string to have freer, longer, deeper movement when the ball hits the string bed.
Okay.
So when they do that, basically the sweet spot becomes not just longer, but also wider. So you have a really giant sweet spot on the racket that allows the sweet spot to be bigger, to be softer. At the same time, the dwell time of the ball is longer, so you can generate perhaps a little bit more spin and also a little bit more power.
Yeah, and if you're going to frame the ball or you can't hit in the sweet spot, it's always nice to have a bigger sweet spot,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Which is more forgiving.
Correct. So, like I said before, it makes it wider. It makes it softer. It makes it gentler. Another one of the reasons why the racket feels soft, and it's a completely different feel compared to the other brands. We have rackets that are easy power, easy on the arm, easy on the wristband. I'm sorry, on the wrist, easy on the elbow, shoulder, easy power all the way.
Okay, next up, when we talk about tech with VÖLKL, tell us about V-engine technology. What is that all about?
All right, so the V-engine technology, it's a technology that was put out there by VÖLKL many years ago. We brought it back this year for the Vostra 9 and Vostra 10, our player rackets. So right here, I have in my hand the Vostra 9 305 grams. So basically what you see, the V engine is this little beak right here, or this V that goes down on the bridge of the racket. Okay, so what it does, it is extends or elongates those 8 strings right here that are on the bridge, making the sweet spot of the racket a little deeper. Right? Normally rackets on the player side, they have a sweet spot that is more along the lines of the middle and upward. Okay. By doing so, you elongate the sweet spot a little deeper.
Interesting. That
allows the racket to have softer feel. Again, what I mentioned before, a little bit of a deeper feel, softer feel, the longer dwell time on the ball, staying longer on the string bed, and allowing the player to generate more spin and also better control.
Okay, and then one really interesting piece of tech that you guys have, which I haven't seen, is power arm. Tell us about the power arm. Definitely a unique thing that everybody talks about.
Right.
Let's see what it looks like first of all, and tell us what it is.
So the power arm, it's a very iconic racket for us. It has been in the brand for many years. It's always been sort of a centerpiece of technology talk for us, particularly because it's a racket that has that piece right here in the middle. Okay, right where the vortex of the racket starts. So you have this piece right here, which we call power arm. As you will probably see, it does not touch the frame and the points where the bridge normally should touch the frame.
Sure.
So basically what it does is it allows this bridge to have a freer movement when the ball hits the string bed.
Okay.
And it helps to go back and forth to generate more power and softer feel.
More dwell time as well?
More dwell time, yeah. Softer feel, more of everything, a bigger sweet spot, more power, more of everything. So it's a very cool technology that we only have, and like I said, we've been having it for many years with VÖLKL in the tennis industry.
VÖLKL has a rich history, incredible background. When I think of VÖLKL, I remember the days of Boris Becker being involved with the company.
Correct.
McEnroe retires, he's still playing senior tennis, he's playing with a VÖLKL. There's been some really cool history behind the brand. So let's talk a little bit give us a background and history on VÖLKL.
Okay, so the brand started about 100+ years with a ski company.
Right.
In a town called Straubing. As a matter of fact, the reason why our new line of rackets is called Vostra is because initially VÖLKL was actually called Vostra, is an homage to the brand. So the line called Vostra is an homage to the brand at the beginnings of the brand called Vostra. And the reason why it was called Vostra is because it's a combination of VÖLKL and Strawin. Vostra is that combination. So the first years of the company was called Vostra, and then after that started be called VÖLKL. For many years it was a ski company, and then about 53 plus years it became also a racket company. So the technology the brand put out there was a fantastic technology with fiberglass rackets, which I've never seen before, and that was great. And then many years after, the vibration dampening technology onto not only game improvement rackets but also players' frames, which is something that was never been done, became also an iconic jump for the brand. So again, the brand has become sort of an iconic technology, future forward type of technology in terms of that sort of situation. Once again, the V engine, that's something that has never been done before, and VÖLKL was the first brand that actually brought it into the tennis industry. So many of those things into the history of the brand have made the brand very recognizable in the tennis industry.
Right, and the skiing kind of arm of VÖLKL kind of used some of that technology and kind of brought it into the tennis space.
Correct.
And that's one of the reasons why it's so unique and so special.
Correct. So the brand has had evolutions in terms of the vibration dampening as to the one that we currently have. But before, we have dual dampening system, vibration dampening. There was the revolutionary that came in, the C10 Pro, which is that black and yellow racket that Peter Korda won the US Open with. So since then, the racket has become a very iconic, very high technology, very premium product that has been out there in the tennis industry since then.
And so to wrap it up, you know, I think for our viewers, at least at Florida Tennis, the key thing is that VÖLKL really puts a tremendous amount of technology into each racket. The investment for them is not so much, you know, let's say the typical thing of going out and sponsoring the big name players. It's more about, let's be, like, you know, for lack of a better word, the BMW, Porsche, Mercedes, that German technology, that German engineering, going into the rackets, really investing in that and having the best tech. And that really takes a tremendous amount of pain out of hitting the ball. And what we all want as players is we want to be able to play more. And once you get injured, that doesn't happen, right? So
yeah, so our current line, the Vostra line, it's a very beautiful line, as you can see, lots of colors, very vibrant, cosmetics to it. We have added, on top of all the technology that I just mentioned, or that we just talked about, we added a technology called Red Cell, which is the combination of liquid EVA and V-Cell. What it does, that conjunction of those two technologies that we added onto the graphite of the racket has made the racket softer, easier on the arm, more gentle, which is what we apply to the Vostra rackets.
Yeah. And then we talked a bit off camera about racket categories. And I think this is a fascinating topic for advanced players, for average players, for beginners. The way that the racket industry is kind of divided up, let's say, is really within three categories: game improvement, tweeners, right? Yep. And player frames.
Correct.
Tell us what each of those categories are.
Okay, so game improvement rackets are the rackets that are designed for players that, in the world of numbers and categories, or let's just call it the USA leagues, the game improvement will be for perhaps the 3.5 players and below. 3.5, 3.0s, 2.5. And what are those rackets? Those rackets are going to be powerful rackets. Those rackets are going to be oversized rackets. Rackets, for example, like the Vostra 3, 110 square inches, 270 grams, big grommets on both sides of the hoop of the racket.
Very forgiving.
Very forgiving. Catapult technology. Very lightweight, easy to put power points out there. But the most important part of the game improvement rackets are to to make people's life easier when they play tennis.
Right.
So the Vostra 1 Power Arm is also part of that category of the game improvement rackets. So these are the rackets that most of those players should be playing. These days, you'll see a lot of players that are 3.5, 3.0s, 2.5 playing with smaller head size rackets, with shorter head size rackets, with rackets that are more closer to their control side than the power side. It's something that, in my opinion, needs to be corrected eventually, but in the past, these used to be the rackets that most of the club players used to play with.
Yeah. Oversized
rackets, 102s, 105s, 110s, 115s, 120s, even 125s.
Yeah.
So in our case, we go all the way up to 115s, but those are the rackets that those players should be playing with. Oversized rackets that are perhaps half an inch longer, and in terms of the weight, and 285 grams and below.
Yeah, lighter, bigger head size.
Lighter, bigger head size.
Sometimes you see this, like you'll go to some courts, you'll see sort of beginners or 3.0, 3.5 players framing the ball constantly because they don't have the right racket.
Correct. And or they don't get to the racket on time, or they have the wrong racket and they're overswinging, or it's different things that you see that, or eventually they have a racket that is too heavy for them, and they start having elbow problems or arm problems because someone told them, oh, you can play with this smaller head size racket that is such and such placed with. And in reality, a tennis player should be playing with a racket that actually fits them the best.
Yeah.
But most importantly, they need to play with a racket that fits their playability level the best.
Okay, now your game improvement racket, you're improving, you're getting better, you want to graduate to the next sort of stage. Would that be tweeners?
Correct. So in the tweener category, which is at this point in the tennis industry the most popular category, you have rackets that are between 260 grams all the way up to, in some cases, 315 grams.
Okay.
Correct? But the most popular specs that are used at this point in the tennis industry are 300 grams, 100 square inches, 16-19 string pattern.
Okay.
We have rackets in our arsenal, in the Vostra line. We have rackets that are 260 grams, 275, 285s. We have the Vostra 8, 285 and 300, and also 315. This is the Vostra 7, 300 grams, 100 square inches, 16-19. The Vostra 8, for example, is 16-18, so it's one string less, which makes the racket spin a little longer. So you have an assortment of rackets in that, let's just say, universe that you can use and offer to consumers that are among, of any sort of level, between the 3.5, 4.0s, 4.5, even all the way up to 5.0s and 5.5s.
And this is a Vostra 7?
This is the Vostra 7.
And that's your racket?
This is my racket.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the racket.
And I can say this from hitting the ball with Ivan, he can play the game.
That's right.
And so this is a great racket. I hit with it before.
Yeah,
really loved it.
It's a really, I just went from a 305, a 305 gram racket. As a matter of fact, I was playing with the Vostra 9 305.
Okay.
And it's a fantastic frame. But as I started getting older, the racket weight became an issue for me. So I said, okay, let me try a couple of rackets. So I tried the Vostra 8 and the Vostra 7, and I stuck with the Vostra 7, which gave me the easiest racket power for me to generate without, stressing too much on playing the sport. So it's a great racket. But in the tweener world, once again, you'll find rackets that are from the Vostra 5 to 60, all the way up the Vostra 8, 315, that are tweeners. Once again, most of those rackets are 100 square inches. The top of the line would be the players' frames. So in the players' frames, we have a couple of rackets that are very well known and very well received, especially the Vostra 10, right here, 90 square inches, 320 grams. These are rackets for massive players, just like Luis, the guy that was here playing with us a little bit.
Phenomenal player.
Big guy, he can hit with this thing day in and day out. It's a fantastic racket, all about control. And we also have, as I stated before, the Vostra 9, which is 305 grams. Also a fantastic racket, but 100 square inches. All these rackets have much more of a thinner profile, more of a flexibility frame, 16-19 string pattern. But more than anything else, these are rackets that are designed for players that are 4.5 players, 5.0s and above. These are rackets for big hitters.
Yeah.
Whether they're junior players, college players, ATP, WTA, whatever it is, these are rackets for that type of player.
Okay, but they do come in 98s and 100.
Correct. Yeah, correct. The Vostra 10, 98 square inches, Vostra 9, 100 square inches.
Okay, for those of us who are one-hander like myself and you,
correct,
need a little bit extra head size, you still can get 100 and still play with the player frame. Yeah,
it's easier to play with that 100 square inches when you play a one-hand backhand.
Okay, so to wrap it up, we've got vibration dampening, super grommets, V-engine technology, and power arm, an incredible technology suite that VÖLKL offers. You've got game improvement, tweeners, and player frames. In terms of the different options that you have, I would recommend to our audience that they go up and they demo any of these rackets. VÖLKL is at all different retailers out there.
We have many retailers throughout the United States. Consumers can also go into our website and look into them as well. But we have definitely retailers here in Florida where we are right now, but we have retailers in Georgia, up in the Northeast, in California, on the West Coast, in the Midwest, everywhere else in the United States. We have retailers that have a product and they can take the demos for them to try.
Excellent. So make sure you guys go out and you demo a VÖLKL frame. And I've got one surprise at the end of this video, and that is after Ivan had me demo a bunch of rackets, I am officially changing my racket to VÖLKL.
Very sweet.
And so this is my announcement right here, and I'm going to be doing it. And I absolutely love the frame. So smooth, so silky out there.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
I'm hoping it really helps my game, and I can't wait to start playing with it soon. So hopefully we get it done. And I hope this deep dive into the racket technology and the different types of frames are helpful to our audience. So make sure you go out there and you demo a racket. You might just wind up being a VÖLKL player like myself now. And so there you have it. Thank you so much, Ivan.
No, thank you, Matt. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.